So it's me, Cikgu Natasha, and why I am here, because I would like to share SPM revision campaign for your biology preparation for SPM 2023. So let's start, don't waste time. Okay, let's take a look what is actually our learning objective of the day. Alright, for me, I believe in the analysis of the topics is quite important. So let's start first with the SPM 2021 to 2022 topic analysis. It will be done to Form 4 and Form 5 topics. And after that, you will be introduced to the answering tips of both Paper 1 and Paper 2 Biology SPM. And of course, before I wrap up, you will be shown and I will be sharing the Biology SPM FAQ. That means some frequently asked questions, quite famous, especially by my students. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So let's start with Paper 2 SPM 2021 to 2022 topic analysis of Form 4. Why did I do the analysis by forms? Okay, because it's very easy for you to strategize and to figure out what is coming out and what haven't been tested yet. Okay, let's take a look at the topics listed in Form 4. If you notice, based on this, I've highlighted some topics. Okay, for example, let's take a look at SPM 2021. Okay, my question here is, okay, don't worry, you can answer it on your own or you can just ask your teachers later at the school. Why I started with 2021 SPM questions? Okay, but then, okay, fine, I'll give the answer. Okay, why is SPM 2021 and SPM 2022? Because starting from the SPM 2021, the format of the questions for biology for Paper 1, 2 and 3 have been changed according to the latest and updated KSSM syllabus. Because the previous years, before 2021, you were learning about KBSM syllabus. Okay, so we only can do our analysis based on the latest SPM format starting from the year 2021. Okay, so let's proceed without further ado. If you notice here, I am focusing on Paper 2. Okay, because I could say for Paper 1, we cannot spot any chapters, we cannot focus on any specific topics because there are 40 questions in Paper 1 where I could say the scopes of the topics are wider, where literally every single topics can be tested in Paper 1. So we can't even spot anything. Alright, but for Paper 2, okay, please be careful. This is not the forecast topics, okay? Alright, let's take a look at the 2021 and 2022. I didn't put any signs for the first chapter in Form 4. It means for the time being, for 2021 to 2022, there are no questions asked about Chapter 1. But you started to see in 2022, all the green color highlighted topics. Okay, we have Chapter 2 here. We have Chapter 3. We have one for Chapter 4. Again, you see Chapter 5, Cell Division, Chapter 6. You will see Cellular Respiration, Chapter 7, Chapter 8. Okay, I continue all the green highlighted topics. Okay, Chapter 10, Chapter 11, Chapter 12, Chapter 13 and Chapter 15. Reproductions and growth. All are highlighted in green because it means it's been tested either in 2021 or in 2022 or maybe in the both years, okay, as you can see. And if you notice why Chapter 9 and Chapter 14 were highlighted in pink, it is because, this is the surprise. In 2021 and 2022, Chapter 9 and Chapter 14 from Form 4 syllabus were not being tested. Okay, so that is the reason why I have highlighted these two topics in pink. And please do remember, this is my gentle reminder, it's a warning. Okay, whatever that I highlighted in pink doesn't mean it will be tested this year in 2023 SPM paper. Okay, we can never spot, we can never target any topics. All right, let's move on. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's go to Form 5 topics analysis. Are we going to see the same pattern? Are they equally distributed or randomly distributed? Yeah. So let's see. Okay, take a look at SPM 2021. All right. Okay, SPM 2021 first, Chapter 1 for Form 5. Nothing is tested. But when it goes to 2022, it came out in Section A. All right. Let's go to the Chapter 3 first because it's been highlighted in green. Okay, it came out in 2021, not in 2022. Chapter 5, Respondents Plans, came out in Section A, 2021. Chapter 6 came out in 2022. Chapter 7 came out in 2021. Biodiversity came out in 2022 as a Section C. That means it's been tested as an AC question. Followed by Chapter 9, Ecosystem, came out as an AC question in 2022. And last but not least, Chapter 10, Environmental Sustainability, came out in AC section in 2021, followed by Variation. This is very, very interesting topic, variations. And of course, last but not least, Genetic Technology in Form 5 as the last topic in Form 5, came out not only once, but twice. That means tested in both years, 2021 and 2022. Amazingly, 2021, Genetic Technology was tested as the essay question, but in 2022, it was tested as a structured questions or in Section A. Okay, something that I want you to focus again, the topics that I have highlighted in pink, because it means from 2021 to 2022, there is no question asked regarding any of these three topics. But again, I already advise you, I already warned you, this doesn't mean that for 2023, for sure this topic will come up. Okay, no such thing. We don't believe in spotting questions. Okay, next. This is as a biology teacher. I always told my students, okay, my WMSSP students, that before you study biology, the first thing is you need to always remember, okay, your main reference is always our national textbooks, okay, biology textbooks, Form 4 and Form 5, okay, and please do remember we have a wider scope for KSSM syllabus, and please do not presume, okay, whatever uncovered topics, especially the topics that I have highlighted in pink just now, will be coming out for SPM 2023 questions. So these three are considered my disclaimer. I want you to really pay attention, okay? All right, go to the next one. Okay, let's start with the answering tips, Paper 1 Biology, okay? All right. Okay, in a very, very simple steps in a nutshell. So this is, I always emphasize when you are answering Paper 1 techniques. Okay, let's take a look at the first one. Okay, read. This is always happens not only to you, I believe, and of course to my students as well. When the questions are quite long, you are so lazy to completely read the questions. Okay, please read every single word. Even though it takes 2 to 3 lines, you must make sure you should be able to read the questions properly. Okay, so after you read the questions, do not leave any words behind. Even though the moment you read the first few words, you already know the answer. It might be the answer. You already know the questions, what the questions wants. But please do not overconfident. Read the question properly. And what is the most important thing is underline the keywords. What can be the keywords here? For example, it can be what is the task work. Okay. Example, they will ask you to explain. They will ask you to compare. Okay. All right. They will ask you to state. Okay. Alert with these keywords of the questions, what they want. Okay. Next, underline. Read each answer properly. Just now I was talking about questions. Now I'm talking about answer. Because what happened, you always believe in the concept of my teachers last time they used to say that the longest answer is always the best. Okay, so it's not happening that way anymore for KSSM syllabus. Okay, you must make sure every single answer you must go through and read. There are 4 choices of answers, A, B, C, D. Read the answer, every single answer properly, and underline the keywords or the important words. Okay, there are some hidden tips in every single answer that might lead you to the correct answer, or they might trick you to the wrong answer. Okay, so just be careful with that. Okay, next tips is comparison. Okay, what is the example of comparison questions? Let's say we have comparison between cell X and cell Y. Okay, they will tell you X is something something here, Y is something something, and they give you A, B, C, D. Alright, so what you need to do is when you are given the comparison-based questions, okay, cell X, identify the differences between cell X and cell Y. For example, the tips is always read the answer downwards. Okay, don't read it horizontally. It's wrong. You must read it vertically or downwards. Where you go to cell X first. Okay, this is correct. This is correct. Or this wrong. This might be wrong. So which means it's already told you can eliminate answer C and answer D. Okay, now you check for cell X. Oh, it's wrong. And oh, this one is correct. Now it's already limited your options and choices. Then you know the answer can be B. Okay, so you must make sure you read the answers downwards. Okay, last but not least is the stimulus. What is the meaning of stimulus here? Okay, I give some example here. In some questions, they will give you stimulus in the form of graph. Okay, and it can be in the form of diagram. Okay, it can be a form of statement, or sometimes they give you a picture or a photo or just an article. Okay, so all of this is very, very helpful to you in order to get the correct answer. So please do remember, please make use of stimulus properly. I always told my students, stimulus is actually not to make you feel so confused. Stimulus is actually there as your aid, as the visual aid to help you to get to know what is actually your next step, or what is actually might be potentially the correct answer. Okay? Okay. Now, that's all the 4 important tips in order to do well for paper 1. Okay, so what I could say for paper 1, as the wrap up for paper 1, there is no targeted topics. Please don't choose topics that you want to study. This topic is so long and lengthy, I don't want to read. No, please don't do that, because it is very risky. Because at the end of the day, for paper 1, all of the 40 questions, there will be high possibility for 22 chapters in biology to be tested. Okay, so let's continue with the answering tips for paper 2 biology. Okay, all right. So after doing some analysis, okay, we managed to find out that actually there are 5 main types of questions that been asked in paper 2. Okay, this one is inclusive with section A and section B, C. Why I put section A and section B, C? Because section A is for the structured question. Okay. Section B, C is for essay questions. I always told my students, okay, so please make sure you know the format of the SPM paper, because if not, then you are not going to be ready. How well you study, how well you memorize, how well you understand. But if you don't have the proper types, the proper techniques of answering, understanding what the question wants, instead, rather than giving what the questions want, but you keep giving what you know about the question, it is useless. All right? So take a look at the first one. The first type of questions is actually, I put it as a short form NBQ. N stand for negative, B stand for based, Q stand for questions, negative based questions. Okay, we will go through each of these type with the examples of the questions and the technique of answering each questions after this. Okay, one by one in detail. Okay, and type number 2 is quantitative based question. Quantitative stand for quantity. Okay, of course, further explanation will be given later. Okay, type number 3 This is quite famous in biology. Okay, characteristics questions. All right, and you want to know what is actually the fourth and the fifth types of the question that are tested in paper 2? All right, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for the next slot.